All right, let me do a spread here. See what comes out here. Thank you, sweet divine, for your presence in my life and all those who are connected in an upright manner and who have changed along the way on this channel and have become better. Please bless all of those who have changed their life for kindness and goodness in the earth realm. We bind and block all negative forces and energies that would try to come in. What do we need to know? The good, the bad, the ugly. Let the truth come forth. And let me be able to interpret it with complete accuracy and wisdom from you, divine. Send forth the armies of the heavenly host, whatever exists for all goodness and truth. Let it come forth in this reading. And we thank you. With a star. Now today was the 17th, and we began our day with me talking about the star. Aquarian energy, knowing. It's about knowing, spiritual wisdom, revealing things right here in the night. This is the moon, and the energies can happen a little bit before and after. This energy is still here to reveal a thing to you and I, that we may be healed completely. Look at that. That's just beautiful energy, hope and healing and rejuvenation and guidance and optimism right here. That is the heart of the Creator. Is that every heart be healed. People are literally in their mind and they cannot get out of it. They can't get past something, and it has literally and utterly corrupted their insides so bad that they're so seared. Their conscience is completely seared. It's like, I just don't care. Revenge, revenge, revenge. Or I'm hurt, I can't get out of my own self-pity, that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that people don't go through grieving process. Sometimes things take time, but if that stuff you're allowing to get in you and become hatred in such a nasty way to make you wicked, you need healing from the heavens above. You need faith. You need hope. Look at that. This is the water bearer. Water is refreshing when it's in the upright, and it's very manipulative when it's not in the upright. This is about having inspiration and destiny taking place. And destiny takes place either if you pick negative or positive, because there's two roads, and you can switch which road you're on at any given time. Just like when you're driving down the road in your natural vehicle, you make a wrong turn, then it sets you off course until you either have to get on your GPS to lead you back on the way and get on the correct course, but then you've missed time and you've caused something or whatever to happen for your route. But either way, the divine is graceful and will forgive and get you back on the right track, even if you deliberately just got in some kind of emotion and pulled off and go, well, I'm going this way for whatever reason that you chose to go this way. The Creator's wanting to do a divine work within people's hearts, their minds, their souls, their families, their religious organizations, the way they do business, all of it. Everything's happened to you and I, for the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever we chose, was some type of destined course to get you and I right here in this moment, right here, right now, for us to learn and grow from that space and have some type of a fear that, it is written that the fear of the Creator or the fear of the Lord or the fear of God, whatever you title the divine, it's the beginning of wisdom, it says. You and I have no spiritual wisdom unless we understand that there really is a true Creator. Just like I was talking about that rune. Those of you who are watching the offline video, I'm intending to upload this video. If it gets to be uploaded, then you're able to watch it on my channel. If not, then you're watching it just on the offline for my offline viewers. But the Creator will reveal a thing to us, and even sometimes continue to keep it hid, yet it was revealed. And the moon is all about things that are in the night, right? But I love that the moon is in Aquarius right now, because even though it's in the night of knowing and having those gut knowings of what's going on. It's also tower energy, just like that. Genius ideas on things. Oh my gosh, now I understand what was hidden. Whether it be genius ideas or you just had an awakening to something, who somebody in deception thought what they were doing was genius, and you got the revelation really, and they got caught. Until people realize that when you do a negative thing in secret, the light's still going to come up. Some way, shape, or form, and some time it's going to come out in the open. The moon always comes up for so many hours, but then after that, the sun is right behind it to shine. And then you and I can really see when the daylight's out. And that's exactly spiritually what happens to you and I when we do certain things. There is always a cause and effect, and you better know it. Take a big drink from the water bearer and find some knowledge within this. Those of you who have that awakening, teach it. Our world needs it. Our land needs understanding of spiritual things. If you understand it, then you have a call to be able to bring forth a word to get people out of their own head, to get them to a place of blessing, really. You're getting them out of the rut and putting them on the right path so that they can continue to walk within knowledge. And all you're getting, get understanding and knowledge and wisdom. This is the hangman here. Now this is high arcana coming out. So this is heavenly stuff coming out, right? The hangman is also connected to moon energies. It is the 12th house. This is Piscean energy here. It's also about letting go of things. Like I said, people get in their own mind and they just cannot release and let go of things. This is another point of view, reflecting on something. Again, wisdom. Flipping yourself around and having a discernment and using your wisdom and in your intuition. And this card also represents prophecy. Now, I was just talking on the offline videos that we've got religious wars that are really real in our earth realm, and people fight over that stuff, and not one person can say, well, I definitely was there. All we have is writing. Okay? Every religious group have their own writing that they can prove that I got this writing. Well, I got this writing. Well, we can prove here that this is written down that we had some success over here. Well, we can do the same thing over here. But no one in this earth realm right here, right now, can say, well, I was there and my writing's right. And that the only thing that really makes anything right is your righteousness that has made a thing that has been written down come to a place of success. It all boils down to integrity and the acknowledgement of the divine, because true wisdom comes when you and I acknowledge the divine, having the fear and the knowledge of cause and effect, and that there really is something in another dimension within the spiritual realm that gonna get you and I. We don't walk right. And that is the honest to God truth. This is about prophecy. And so things have been written down, because writing things down and speaking a word and believing and trusting, all that stuff is powerful, and it will bring a thing to pass. It really will. You can have self-fulfilled prophecies and doing it from a motive just to make something happen. You're still making something happen by your words. Hey, go do that to so-and-so. And you just prophesied something to happen, and it happened in negative. But then you're going to get, when it backfires on you, you're going to wish you hadn't have done that. But then there have literally been divine messages from the heaven that can flow through you and I, and a prophecy can take place because it literally came from a pure spirit. Because everything that comes out of our mouth is from the spiritual realm. So you're either being used by, we'll call it the devil energies, demonic forces, negative, dark energies, or you are tapped into the true divine of spirit, of pureness and love and hope, and want that vibration in the earth. There's only two ways and two things that you can be tapped into. You can't have them both, because then there's confusion. Neptune energy is confusion. It is, because we're talking about water here also, with knowledge, with understanding, with the swords. Neptune in our chart represents both fresh water and salt water, and fresh and salt water just can't mix. It's called confusion. That's why these cards that are connected to Neptune in our chart is confusing. That's why it's called that, because fresh water, and we can find that right out of the scripture in the book of James, if anybody wants scripture. I just quoted right out of the scripture itself, something right out here from the generations of heaven that we are taking a look at, that the divine is bringing for us to have a knowledge of a thing, because we are literally, I say it all the time, going into that period in time. This is prophecy. Oh my God, this is so amazing to me, because the Piscean age, which is the fish age, which and I'm not getting onto any kind of churches, so please don't even go there. Okay, we got enough religious wars. This prophecy, this literal card, literally, one of the meanings is prophecy. Okay, so, and the truth of the matter is that the zodiac has so many years that it goes in procession. I don't remember. It's like 3,600 years, and then we go into the next sign for how many ever years. And we've been in the last 2,000 or some odd years within the church age, the Piscean, which it would be Pisces. It's about believing. Well, if you believe in this, then you shall be saved. That's all connected to this energy right here. And the religious wars, and those who understand that know that there's a transition going on. People are ascending to the knowledge, understanding. The star, the Aquarian energy is about knowing, not just mere believing. I think I believe something. It literally is prophecy saying, I know that I know that I know that this is destined. This is a new. We're feeling it. As above, so below. Even the Christ written in the Greek, when our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth. In earth, as it is in heaven. Same principle. You're saying the exact same thing. As above, it's going to happen right down here below as well. And you got people feeling that. They may not truly understand what's going on in the earth realm, why people are acting certain ways, but the subconscious mind, the moon energies, does know that. The spirit within us knows everything. Because as above, it is, that dimension really is working in us and through us and in everything and through everything. This literally is profound, which is high arcana. This doesn't have anything to do with the person. This has to do with a spirit behind a thing that you and I are literally, with our own eyes, in our time right now, experiencing. And it's exciting and it's hard because it's warfare as well. We're entering into a brand new house. Think of it that way. The zodiac has houses, and when you enter into a new house, I grew up in the churches, and I still do this today. And whether you be religious or not, if you have any kind of spirituality, you probably do this as well. But every house that I move into, I speak a word in my house, or we pray, or we anoint things in our house, because those of us who understand spiritual things knows that spirits can linger around in a place, or the atmosphere can feel a certain way because of activity that has happened within a place. I've talked about that before. You can go into a room and nobody be talking, but maybe prior, before you got there, somebody said something and you could just feel it in the atmosphere, that kind of stuff. And so we're moving into a new house by way of the spirit, zodiac houses, and we're going from the 12th house into the 11th house. Now, the 11 in the high arcana is justice, and there's a lot of people fighting and wanting justice and wanting war and taking people to court and doing it just even symbolically. You gonna pay for that? That kind of stuff. I want justice, so I'll go take revenge on you. That kind of stuff happens spiritually, and literally happening in the natural. It's all literally playing out here. As above, so below. In the earth as it is in heaven. Right here. That is amazing to me because within this picture you see the T, right? Well, the T in the High Arcana is the resurrection card. Things that have been dead now resurrecting. We're going into a new season, y'all. And people better wake up and understand what's really happening. You and I have to get in a place where we literally fear the presence of the Creator and have an understanding of that. Because he says that that's wisdom. That the fear of the Creator, the fear of the true Spirit, or you name it Lord or whatever. It's just Spirit, the God of the universe, whatever. You call God Lord, okay? Well, there's those houses in the zodiac. Each house is also considered to be a lord. Okay, so each house is not just a house, it's also considered a lord. But it's also written that there is a Lord of Lords, plural. There's 12 lords, but there's only one Lord over all those lords, and that is the Creator of that thing. So we don't run to that. He reveals things through it. But our true fear should be to the one higher than that. It's about the higher mind. And nobody has any kind of higher mind. I don't care what lord or house you were born in, except the Creator reveal a thing to you and I. But he has put certain people in the earth in your house to teach the way you teach, for the other houses to have knowledge by what you've learned from the Lord of Lords. Okay? I hope all this makes sense, because this literally is prophecy right here coming out on this table being addressed. And it is the truth. It is the truth. It is the truth. And I know that it's turning people around, and you're getting, it's something just so flipped you upside down, but you got enlightenment. I know that you do. I'm feeling that those people, there are people connecting with what I'm saying. It is the time of resurrection to come awake in the subconscious mind and just, oh my God, I just know. I know that this is the truth. I know that, oh my God, these things that have been hidden, and I think that I believe this, or I don't have to think anything. I know that this is the truth. It's been taught to me all my life through all my belief system, but it's just not turning up the way that we've been taught that it was, because we've been in our Neptune energy is about being in the imagination, right? And things can be confusing there. People 2,000 years ago, whenever they wrote all that stuff down, they didn't have no clue of what that was going to look like. You and I don't even know what the next house will look like from that. Once generations go by, they're going to have to switch houses as well. I want to talk about that, because you go into somebody's house or a new house, and they understand how that house is ran. But those people that are moving, and some people don't want to move out of their house to a new house because they're so used to the way things have gone, and that's why that war's going on. Well, you don't have a choice. The heavens, the Creator say, no, we're moving house now because it's fair. This is the way I set up the time clock, and this is the way I want everyone to learn, and that's how it's time. We're traveling. It's a wheel. It's called a wheel. And if you don't get on board with what's happening and following what is going on and stand upright, you're not going to get to travel within that wheel. He's not taking all the water away, because the water bearer is connected right there with Pisces, so water has to be found within the Aquarian energy. It's just heavenly. It's knowledge beyond what we've ever known before. And those fixed signs, they won't just stay there. Those fixed signs within you and I, because we're all made up of that wheel. There's placements that we all have. Sometimes we get in those ruts within ourselves. Go, no, I've just always known this. It's security to me. I'm secure here. I don't. That's foreign to me. I don't know about that. And people are like, well, this is my right. This is my house. This is my and the Creator's saying, it ain't happening no more. I'm calling forth for the whole earth to come to a place of peace. And knowledge, because when you have knowledge and understanding, you ain't got no question, then you're at peace. You can rest in it and go, well, I'm assured. I'm sure what I'm talking about. I'm not confused about what I'm talking about. And within that alone, having knowledge, you do rest. You're just like, yeah, I got it under control because I know what to do. I know. This is profound what's coming out here. People better stop their bull crap in the earth realm and stop the confusion because it's going to catch up to you. It really is. Talk about judgment happening. Like I said, the 11 in the high arcana, the 11th house, and it's the 11:11. The 11th house is Aquarius, and the 11th high arcana is that judgment, and that's about truth. It's about truth. It is a time of salvation. It is a time of salvation. You either want to be saved or you don't. You either want to believe in the divine or you don't. Because, people call the divine dad or father or whatever. You can call him father. You want to look at him with that title because he is our father. He's our teacher. And our parents know a lot more than we do, and we've got to trust when they're teaching us something new. And sometimes, okay, well, you're going to have to write this spelling word, 30 times before you get that one word down in your head. And sometimes that's how our Father in heaven has to do it to us. Put us through the same test over and over. Okay, well, you didn't do it this way, you have to retake the test. And some people just don't want to learn the test. And so that's why they're always standing in the bull crap. And they never get past it. They never want to wash off the stuff out of their eyes so that they truly can see what's really happening. And prophecy in a major way beyond what we've ever been taught is happening and being proven right in front of your face. And people don't like it because it comes, some people that I'm dealing with don't like it because it's in cards, or the Creator can speak to me through a tree. I don't care what it is. I don't just have to have a book in front of me. I have a spirit that tells me, and all I got to do is say, okay, well, if he says make you some cards, okay. If I just sit down and made my own cards, then I didn't hear the Creator tell me that. He ain't gonna show up for that. It's all about listening. What do you want me to do? And then do that, and then you get the great big results from it. That's what it's about. Not being led from your flesh and sensuality and revenge and stuff like that. If we just learn to relax, the Creator will send the cause and effect and the karma and the reaping and the sowing. Right? If I've learned anything, really, vengeance is the Creator's, because He knows how to dish a thing out to make it right more than you and I could. That's why I don't run to authorities and stuff like that here in this realm. And I'm not saying anything about our authorities. I'm grateful that we have them. We do need them, but I'm just saying I've gone through some things where I've had to just learn how to just truly trust in the divine, because it was out of my hands. And sometimes you and I find ourselves in places where things are just higher than us, and just rest in the fact, well, this too is going to pass, and once it does, I'm going to be sitting in a place where I knew I did the right thing. They're going to have to eat from a plate that's not going to be real healthy for them, because they chose that plate to eat from. And the Creator knows how to be fair, justice, knowledge, prophecy happening right before our eyes. You're either going to be a hater or you're going to be a lover, and you want to be a person of integrity and live in peace. It's really up to you. I hope that it's amazing to me, because that rune this morning, that R, meaning ride, and somebody messed with my wheel, and we're talking about the wheel in heaven, and going into a new house, and having to cast out those negative energies from whatever was there. Like I said, you enter into a new house, you got to get rid of the old atmosphere of whatever may have been there and clear it out so that you can rest within it. And that's exactly what's happening. The transition's never fun in a situation, but once you've got everything moved in, moving sucks. Right? It's a big mess when you move, and then you got to take everything out, and then you got to figure out where you're going to put everything in its place. And we got to look at things spiritually, because that is what's happening right now. So, something to really meditate on because it's the truth. Shalom, y'all.